So how much money can you really make selling life insurance? Well, I'm here to answer that coming right up. Greetings and salutations, it's David Duford here, owner of Duford Insurance Group, where I train and recruit agents nationally to sell things like final expense, Medicare, and annuities, both face-to-face and over the phone. Thanks so much for watching, and if you happen to like this content, maybe you're thinking about selling insurance and you want more great content, please make sure you subscribe. I do lots of videos every single week. So most likely you're here today because you're thinking about selling some kind of life insurance. Maybe it's mortgage protection, term insurance, whole life insurance, index universal life, some kind of life insurance product. Maybe you have already gotten licensed, or maybe you're getting licensed and trying to figure out if there's actually any lucrative opportunity in this business. And so the purpose of this video is really to address that main concern about what is actually possible when it comes to money-making opportunity in the life insurance sales world. So I'm going to give you a kind of overview of what I would assess if I were you, being in the business 10 plus years now at the filming of this video, to ascertain whether or not the opportunity you're thinking about is a good one, and over an overarching view, how the money-making opportunity is actually like in selling life insurance. So let's jump right in. So number one, you got to make sure you start your assessment based off of the product that you had in mind. So when it comes to selling life insurance, if this is kind of all new to you, life insurance is not all the same. You've got different life insurance products and you've got different life insurance agencies which have different marketing and sales models. So you got to make and choose on those variables first before you can really get an idea of what's possible. And what I'm going to try to do here is give you some rough estimates of what I think is possible in the life insurance sales world. Understand, I can't guarantee that you're going to make any of this money, and keyword, this is an opportunity. There's so many variables that come down to your success or failure that these are just kind of estimates, I guess you could say, based on my experience, my understanding of the business models I'm about to talk about, as well as my conversing with other agents who actually sell it. So one product that's very popular that I really like is final expense life insurance. It's essentially selling burial insurance to seniors. And what I've seen from first-year agents who are really good, a lot of them come out swinging and make $50,000 to $75,000 a year, who really follow the system and do the best job that they can. And agents who've really been in it a full year, full 2 years plus, there's a great opportunity to earn a low six-figure income, plus have the opportunity to scale and recruit as well. There's other products like mortgage protection, which offer kind of a similar arrangement as final expense. And then there's other ones like index universal life products, bank on yourself type of products that use whole life fully underwritten that can be extremely lucrative. But the point is, I guess, when we're looking at different life insurance products, with the right setup for sales and marketing, there's a huge opportunity to make a six-figure income within the first couple of years of the business. Now, there are people who do make a substantial amount of money from their first year, but let's be honest, a lot of us take time to learn a process. It took me time before I made any significant money in this business, a year or two. So I want to have some kind of realistic expectation here. But I do think for those who really apply themselves and are really made for this business, that six figures of income, whether actively generated or possibly even passively generated, is an absolute possibility for those who stick to the system and stick it out the longest. So there's a couple other things you also need to consider about, and this is more directly related to the agency you're going to join, because it's not just the product sale commission opportunity. It's what the agency in return offers you and how the whole arrangement or setup is actually like. So one variable that you always should be concerned with is what the actual commission level is for the insurance or life insurance product you're selling. Some agencies have terribly low commissions. Others have very good commissions. And sometimes, not always, there's an exchange of value with the lower commissions, meaning you'll get some more benefits, maybe reduced costs for leads or more hand-holding or training or development, whereas the higher commissions, you're expected to kind of figure this stuff out on your own. And again, it's not always the case. Some agencies that have low commissions have terrible training and no lead program whatsoever or no value proposition. So one thing I suggest if you're new to this business, and you want to make a lot of money selling life insurance, is look at the different agencies out there, compare their commission levels, and we'll kind of talk about some more factors here in a second. You want to make sure that for whatever the commission levels you're getting some kind of exchange of value as well. You don't want to jump into bed with the first agency that talks to you. You want to kind of vet them, ask some good questions, figure out who's a good fit, who's going to give you the best value proposition. But commissions are really important, because if you start with an agency that has terrible commissions, then you may be leaving tens of thousands of dollars on the table every single year. And that directly hits your bottom line and takes food off your family's table. And these are things that you want to avoid as much as possible with some thoughtful thinking and consideration. So the next thing you need to consider also with the opportunity to make a lot of money with life insurance is, how do you generate prospects? How do you get in front of prospects? So there are programs out there that will depend upon bothering your friends and family, networking, referrals, that kind of non-paid for type of lead generation, which can work wonderfully if you have a good setup and you've got a great network or a family that doesn't mind being sold. The other side that I kind of like personally is we teach agents how to buy leads. There are a lot of these opportunities out there where you can purchase leads. You can get in front of people who have raised their hand, figuratively speaking, and have expressed some level of interest in the product that you're selling. And the nice thing is you don't have to go referral or ask friends and family to buy. The bad news is you got to invest your own money. So you got to figure out which one of those opportunities fit best, considering your budget, kind of what your personality type is like. And you got to make sure how the quality of that training to, say, do the networking, referral generation, or the quality of the lead program itself actually is worth it. And there's actual success from agents who are using those programs. It's like, for example, at DeFord Insurance Group, I train agents to sell final expense as well as other products. And we use direct mail leads, we use internet leads, we use live transfer leads. We vetted these leads. The agent has to purchase them. So we feel like we have a good proposition or value to the agents looking for an agency, because we know what leads work, we know what leads don't work. So that way you don't have to play guinea pig. And every kind of lead vendor that we have available, we have agents proving that it does actually work. So you can pick one, and as long as you bring the heat and go out there and work, you have a good chance of succeeding. Last factor here, of course, is the big X factor, and that is you. You know, at the end of the day, successful people who are driven to do well in their lives will make the best of whatever circumstances they are, even if their setup has lower commissions or not as good leads or something about it is not ideal. That's kind of one thing you've seen when you've talked to a lot of people and you've seen the extraordinary types rise up and succeed. There's a lot of agents that started in tough places, kind of thickened their skin with the situation they're in, and it served them tremendously over the course of their career. So you have to understand, while commissions matter and while leads matter, and certainly the agency you join matters, in order to make the most of that you can as far as money goes in selling life insurance, it comes down to you. What's your work ethic? What's your mindset like? Are you out there going out in the field or on the phone every single day trying to fight to see the people, to talk to the people, to close the people? If you don't bring the heat in this business, it doesn't matter if you've got the perfect setup. You're going to fail. And the sad news, guys, is most agents do fail this business. It is a business opportunity more than it is a sales job. And a lot of people coming into this don't quite get it, partially because the MLM Kool-Aid drinkers out there don't set it up like that. They just show you how much money you can make and show off their crap and cars and whatnot. So, you know, there's a little bit of that to blame. But the bottom line is you're in business now. It's up to you. The buck stops with you. And you got to bring the heat. You're the X factor. And even if your system is not perfect, there's probably still a great opportunity to succeed. Last couple of points that have a direct correlation with your ability to do well selling whatever kind of life insurance product you're looking at is scaling and then duplication. So scaling refers to doing more activity by buying more leads or generating more referrals to therefore run more appointments, and if your numbers and conversion rates hold, to sell more deals. One of the great things about final expense life insurance, which again is what one of the products strategies I teach, is it's highly scalable. So for example, there's an agent of mine that started with 10 leads a week when he first got into the business, did that for 6 months, got a fire lit under his rear, and realized that he's young, it's time to make money, it's time to take this seriously. And he started to gradually scale his lead flow up to 20 leads a week, 30 leads, 40 leads a week, until he got up to working 80 to 100 leads a week. And guess what? His production followed equivalently. This gentleman at his peak was writing $40,000 to $50,000 a month, just following a scaled up lead generation strategy. And yeah, that takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of hustle, takes a lot of focus. The guy was working 6 days a week, 12 hours a day. but he wanted success and he paid the price to be successful. So this is something that's available with a lot of these life insurance lines that are out there, for certainly final expense with us as well as many others. So consider scale as a way to also increase your income. That's kind of falls outside of the leads, the X factor, and for sure the actual commission rate you're paid. Last but not least, the other factor to consider is duplication of yourself. This is the route I went a couple of years into the insurance sales business with, first final expense, then ultimately with Medicare and annuity sales. I realized I knew how to sell final expense well. I love training. I love people. I love helping them out and see them succeed in life. So I went out there and established, at the time, Final Expense Agent Mentor, which has now turned into the Ford Insurance Group, and basically solicited myself to the world and said, hey, if you want a great opportunity to be an entrepreneur, make a lot of money, not have people that you have to work with like employers, and you want to have your own business, then I can teach you how. I can teach you a process that I did myself and was successful with. And through that process, I, of course, in exchange for teaching it, had agents join. And now we have hundreds and hundreds of agents writing business every single week in my agency. And it provides me a source of passive income, semi-passive. I have to call or my agents back or pick up the phone when they actually call. But it gives me a way to scale my income that I couldn't just do on my own by just writing business, which there's nothing wrong if you don't want to go into the recruiting game. Some people call it the adult babysitting business, which I can understand in some days. But otherwise, if you're interested in recruiting, that's another way to scale your income and make a lot of money selling life insurance through teaching others to sell life insurance. Okay, guys, so that's my overview on how to make the most out of life insurance sales that you can. If you're new to this business, guys, and you're still watching, I promise you this business is fantastic. It is one of the best businesses that nobody really knows about. Thankfully, there's no sex appeal to it. Nobody wants to jump in and create a ton of competition for us. But I'm so glad I stumbled into this business after I failed out of my personal training business. And what I can promise you guys, if you're thinking about this business or you don't know what's right for you, whether you work for me or anybody else, this business is absolutely worth your time and effort. It's just getting better. It's unlike a lot of businesses that are getting shut down, that are losing ability to sell or getting more and more competitive. This is wide open, especially in the senior market in which we target. So I'd invite you, no matter what you end up doing, don't give up on this business. Keep exploring, keep learning more. There's tons of great opportunities out there. There's a lot of bad ones too you got to avoid. This business is absolutely worth it. I've been doing it 10 years at the filming of this video. I'm so glad that I stumbled across it accidentally. It's been one of the best decisions I've made. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't. If you want to learn more about how working with me looks like, go to the links above and below. And as always, I appreciate you watching. See you next time.